Okay, and pay attention, and we'll try to have a good show this time. Oh wait, we're live. Hold on just a second. All right, here we go. Hello and Lofty Lounge, episode 92. Conversations to be elevated. Welcome to all my fellow snobs. I am your host, Science Fiction Snob. This week on the program, we're going to be talking about sci-fi technologies that came true. At the end, we're going to have a little extra time, so the ones that we may have missed. What? Somebody's eating something.
What are you talking about?
Shout out the ones that we've missed. Hey, maybe we'll talk about them at the end of the But before we do that, let me introduce my co-host, the man who is eating. It's Cam. Say hello, Cam.
I am going to refute your stupid lies and say that I was getting ready to eat something.
You're getting ready to eat something.
Were you hearing this?
Yes.
Yeah, that
sorry,
just came out of the replicator.
He was getting ready to eat something. He wasn't actually eating it.
Well, you see,
my daughter was there.
I have a very busy schedule on Sunday nights. And I don't get a chance.
I know you're very busy.
To barely run to the bathroom between shows. So
was that a Twinkie or something?
No, it's actually a Ritz peanut butter cracker package that I have here.
Ritz peanut butter.
Yeah, I really like them. I highly recommend them if anyone cares. Oh, hey, hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to the show.
And listening to Cam eat his Ritz peanut butter crackers.
Well, you could put an F in the chat if that bothers you.
Put an F in the chat if that bothers you. Yes. Today's show is sponsored by Ritz peanut butter crackers, the cracker of Cam.
Well, I'm sure we would be happy to accept that sponsorship. Oh my God, we went from 11 to 6 viewers. I guess it really did piss them off. Sorry, everybody.
Oh well. We'll take $1 million, Ritz people, to do that. All right. Well, let's say hello to people in the chat first. We see, of course, Dave's in the chat. Good evening, Dave. Yes, good evening to you. Appreciate the good evening. James is in the chat. I guess he's number 2 in the chat because he's second because he's saying hello to Cam. All right. Who else? Oh, Weatherman is here. He doesn't. He can't stay, but he stops in to say hi. We appreciate that. Weatherman, our most loyal viewer. He's always here when he can be here. Our most. Appreciate you. Yes, the sound of wrapper from processed food. Yes, Cam approved. Yes, by the Ritz peanut butter cracker people. They'll be knocking on our door.
I would be happy to review these Ritz crackers also.
Well, maybe we should. Weatherman says someone destroyed your terminal at the edge of your property and won't replace it until they do a review. Is that the company review? They think you broke it.
Yeah, because a lot of people go out there and destroy their own utilities,
and then so the company has to. That seems crazy.
Hey, it's Death Angel Shadow.
Ritz peanut butter crackers are good dipped in jelly. Okay, well, it sounds as like it's a two-person review here. It's going on here. Yes, well, welcome, Jeff. I know you just got off your show. Yeah. Cam's eating his dinner right now. Right on. Okay, so Cam, tell me, what is there anything interesting going on in your life right now that you want to share with our viewers before we get started on the show?
Don't you usually ask what I've done to improve my?
That's my second question.
Oh, well,
this is the general question.
Then
this is just general. Maybe you have something you want to, whatever. I'm not saying you do. I'm just, I'm not. This isn't a lead up to a bit or anything. It's just a general question.
No, I guess I don't.
Okay, great. Way to keep the show going.
Next question. That's your prompt.
Question. Move along. Next question. All right. What have you done to improve your sci-fi snobbery this week?
Well, I'll tell you. I decided to play a murder simulator game.
Simulator.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, that's not true. Those are first-person shooters. Okay, this is boy, the algorithm's going to love that. I was playing a turn-based game, a classic turn-based game, or at least a version of that. I was playing some XCOM, Enemy Unknown, in fact, which I think
Enemy Unknown, like from the 90s.
No. This one was from 2013, I think.
Oh, the XCOM. Yes. The updated.
Yeah. So I was using my team to obliterate little gray aliens, and then their the various other bigger versions, which is very satisfying, I have to say. When you actually pull off a shot and drop them, it's pretty glorious.
So this is XCOM, not XCOM 2.
Well, like I said, it's just called XCOM Enemy Unknown, as far as I recall. I don't have it up right now. I'm not playing currently. I can if you want, because But anyway,
no, really.
This is a game where it's like you're building your little base, and then you've got a team.
Yeah. I know it well. Okay. I've spent a lot of time on XCOM 2. XCOM Enemy Unknown is usually the name of the first. It was the name of the first game.
Well, maybe it was
in the 90s.
A reboot or something.
Yeah. The one in the 90s was Enemy Unknown, and it had a bunch of other ones. But it was called Enemy Unknown in the States. North America.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what.
You'll be happy to hear that I've been keeping Canada safe along with the U.S., although I've lost various other. Let's see. I think I've lost China and South Africa and France. Germany's hanging on.
You haven't played the second one though, eh?
No.
This
is the only one I've ever played. I played the board game at one point.
There's XCOM 2 is the most recent. Pretty good. A little more, a little higher on the graphics and that kind of stuff. But I played the heck out of that one too. That's good fun. Good. Oh, so you've been destroying the aliens. All right. Well,
I've been trying. I invaded their ship at one point and lost, all but two of my crew. It was pretty bad. I got wiped out pretty hard on that one, but I did win. So
that's the important part.
And I have no idea when this game ends. I don't know if it's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm just kind of.
I
okay.
know.
Well.
All right. Go wait. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Don't give everyone keep quiet. Good. And then when you're done that, you can do the second one, which is okay. 99% chance to hit is a lie. Okay, that is a joke from XCOM 2. I mean, from all of them, but XCOM 2, it's very the RNG on that is that game, and so there's so many short videos from XCOM 2 of people basically standing in front of an enemy with their gun pointed at them and given a 99, 95. I think 95 might be the highest it can go, but some sort of 99, 95% chance to hit, firing at their face and missing.
Yeah, I had this one. It was some kind of drone that transforms into like a ground troop and then just obliterates you if they get in the melee. And I must have shot 8 times at them, not one hit.
Oh, yeah, it's
rough.
Tough.
Yeah,
the RNG on the game is it's quite yeah. Anyway, that's good. All right. Well, hey, maybe we should talk more about games in the future here. I'm just looking through. Oh, Tabletop Simulator is updating itself again. 14.2.
Well, that would be good because
networking.
I think it kind of sucks.
It's all right. It needs a little work though. It could be cleaned up a bit. Yeah. I'd like to see it be a little easier to use, and we can do stuff with it. All right. That's good. Good to see that the aliens are being destroyed. Go get them, hate monger. Yeah.
I would love that. I would love that as a game.
Hate monger going around.
Space King.
Space King. If the Space King guys are listening, there you go. How would you do it? That would be different, though. I mean, that's the question.
Oh,
kind of interesting.
So this is kind of a side thing.
We're taking our time to get to the topic, so that's
we got no real topic. So, we talked about Amazing Digital Circus a time or two, and they had a group of psychopath fans went crazy on the creator of the show because she said that he said these two characters, the main characters, Pomni and Jack, she said, are the main characters, and that's it. That's what they said about their own show, and lunatics just went berserk on them. So that's where we're at. Shippers proving shippers are the bane of all entertainment.
Yeah, you just don't hate people.
Do not suffer a shipper to
it's just
within your.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't been following this. What's Amazing Digital Circus? We reviewed it and talked about it on the show way back. It's I don't know, Cam. You want to give it just quick? If anybody here is new, don't give a quick.
It's kind of sci-fi adjacent, I suppose. It basically, very briefly, a character or one of the characters arrives in some virtual world, having explained that they put on some kind of weird headset, and now they're trapped in this very strange world. And that character is a woman who finds herself in like a little jester body, and the other, someone's like kind of a bunny person, someone's like a Raggedy Ann, some other weirder things. So
all these other characters, she's not sure if they are real, if this is some sort of fever dream or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, the other people seem to indicate the same thing happened to them, and they're trapped in here. There's no way to get out that they found, but people do like kind of die. They, I forget the term they use, but basically they glitch out and they, are gone. So,
and they have a guy there who's kind of in charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's Kane he's an AI, I guess. And he comes up with weird adventures for them to go LARPing in. And that's basically the premise.
So, and he may be the devil. And I mean, right? There's all kinds of theories you could come up with. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. New episode, I guess, in 2 weeks coming up.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, I'm still not caught up. I got to get caught up. I still got to watch the last 2 episodes, I think. 5 and 6. I think I got up to 4. I think,
they're getting to the end. I think this might be episode 8 coming out. And originally it was planned for 8, and I think it's going to go 9 now, or it might be 7. I'm not 100% sure, but getting close to the end.
I like stories that end.
Yeah, this one's got a planned end. So
do an ending, and if you want to restart it back up and do something similar or in a different world or even using the same characters, that's
Speaking
fine.
of shows,
Have a story that
speaking of shows with ends, everyone should be sure to check out Babylon 5 Retrospective on Wednesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern, where we discuss the fantastic sci-fi show Babylon 5. We're in the middle of season 3 right now, but you can catch up on all the episodes up to that point. A few weeks ago, we had an interview with the wonderful actor, Peter Jurasik, who played Londo on the show. Very gracious gentleman that appeared on our show for hours of grilling. Fun time.
And all that interview is up in bits and pieces on the channel as well. So you can watch the whole thing. You can watch different parts of it. You can watch parts of parts, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, Weatherman, take care.
Oh, Weatherman's out?
His brother's kicking him out.
All right. All right. Later. Good to see you. Yeah. So, that's a lot. So many things I got to catch up on. I really do much this week for my sci-fi story. I've been planning on watching Begonia, that movie. I've got to sit there. Maybe I'll get to it tonight. It's just, I'm like, I'll watch it tonight, then I fall asleep and stuff. Yeah. And I've been meaning to watch it. So, hopefully I'll do that. Other than that, I've just, haven't been watching Babylon. This week's episode, you got to ask how you got Peter on the show. Yeah. Luck. Skill.
Well, or a friend of the show happened to have
the show, and someone knows the show. Yeah. So, yeah.
Go ahead. No, that's right.
I was gonna say I'm getting onto that. Hopefully, I tell you that I started watching the first season of Fallout, right? The Fallout show, and I got two episodes in. I mean, it was okay, but I just kind of lost interest. I'm losing interest in things a lot lately. I don't know what's going on. They're just not grabbing me. Have you been watching that? It's not sci-fi, but the Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
No.
Cam, you haven't watched that? Oh, nope. That Game of Thrones one. Really good. Excellent storytelling. Highly recommended. If you're into that stuff, if you have any interest in Game of Thrones, you like that. Even if you don't, it's actually a good story by itself. Yeah, good night, Weatherman. See you later. See you maybe on Wednesday or next week. It's good storytelling. Well done, well paced. Example of good storytelling in media today, when we've got so storytelling in the past little bit.
Speaking of stories that need an end.
Speaking of like such as Starfleet Academy, which I am reviewing with Madman on his show on Tuesdays, and that is just a horrible show. Can't believe how bad it is. I can't believe anyone actually put this down to paper and said,
glad I missed it.
Filmed it and said, "Hey, this is good. Let's release it to the public." Can't believe it. But anyway, you talking about me? My story was rambling.
No. I'm glad I missed Starfleet Academy.
You missed Starfleet Academy. Oh yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. I kind of have to watch it to see how bad it is, and it is. Yeah, it's as bad as they say. All right. Anyway, that's about it. I don't know about you, Kim. I'm a little sick today. I've been sneezing. It's like some sort of allergy type thing. It's not really cold. I mean, I got a slight headache, very, very slight, but it's like runny nose, sneezing all over the place. I don't know what's going on. It's not really I don't know where you are. What happens? We still got lots of snow on the ground, but what normally happens when spring hits, usually April, the snow all melts, and then you get that mold on the. I don't know if do you guys know anything about this?
No.
There's this mold that's been on the grass for the past 4 months underneath the snow. It kind of gets rustled up with the wind and stuff, and then people kind of usually freak out. There's a lot of sneezing and stuff going on. This mold is all around in the thing. But not happening because the snow is still on the ground. What the story is, all of a sudden I have allergy-like symptoms here. But anyway, Oblivion is currently available on YouTube for free with ads. Is that the movie Oblivion, the Tom Cruise one? You mean? I think that's probably right. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Which one is that? Is that the one where he's like trapped? He's left on Earth and he's like doing all this scouting stuff for a computer and all that.
Yeah, by himself supposedly, and he's actually for an AI.
Mm-hmm.
He's been cloned a bunch of times. I think that's
spoilers.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for a 20-plus-year-old movie. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, shall we get into or should I do some? Should we talk about? We've got super chat, super sticker stuff open. Memberships are open. But if you want to do that, hey, that's great. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. Any funds that I get will be, in through the back into the show, 100%. Some of the ways I don't want to tell you because they might be a prize. Yes, are you a good team? Yeah, there you go. You got the right. Yeah, that's the one. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So we're at YouTube needs. We're not getting. We got to get to 1,000 subs to get ad revenue. So we don't have that, but we're almost at the watch hours. We'll be in the watch hours pretty soon. So we'll just get to 1,000 subs. We'll get some ad revenue off that. But right now we're just getting, super chats and all that stuff. And you need to get about $1 before they send you anything. So we haven't hit that threshold yet. So we haven't got anything from the stuff yet. But hey, eventually.
I'm just waiting on that Ritz cracker money.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Okay. You're not going to last that long, are you?
If I stop suddenly. Okay. Let's get to this. Let's get to the show. The meat of the show might be a quick one here. We just relax, talk about stuff. So, what are we talking about today, Cam? Do you know?
Well, I didn't know about 4 hours ago, but apparently we're talking about sci-fi technologies that came true.
That came true. So, do you know of any ones that have come true? Like maybe this.
Well, the classic
first one here. Do you remember this one?
No, I mean I remember Blade Runner. I don't know what you're talking. Oh, digital billboards. Oh, sure.
Digital billboards. Look at this. The lady with the. 92. They put those up there, and did we? But now, have you been to New York lately, or?
No, I can't say I have. Been a while.
Neither have I, but I've seen pictures, and they've got giant.
Have you ever been to New York? Have you ever been to New York?
Yeah, I went to New York in the late 80s, 88, 87, something like that, 86, before it it's kind of
right.
Before Giuliani. We went with I went I was in the school band. In the school band, we had a trip to New York. So we go to New York, and it's it's still the dirty New York with the what's not as bad as the the Death Wish era, but it's before Giuliani cleaned the place up. So, it's all, peep shows and, stuff like that. Right. And of course, we're a bunch of teenagers on a band trip. So, we're hanging around doing our stuff. And a couple people, because, we're reasonably good musicians, but they'll take their music out, whatever, their saxophone or, whatever. Just sit on the corner and open up the case and start playing. And they're getting money from people. So that was fun.
Wait, so did you do that?
I didn't do that, no.
What instrument did you play?
Because I played the bass clarinet. It's not really a thing. Yeah. It's not really, saxophones are cool. Right? People want to play those stuff.
I don't know.
Well, generally they're cool. They're sexy, cool. Nobody wants the bass clarinet, right? So I was, bass clarinet is where they send all the people who can't really play very well. It's a lot of whole notes. It's good for the poor musicians. Yeah. Anyway, So yeah, we're talking about digital billboards. Unless, did you had something else you wanted to?
No,
About
that's it wasn't one I would have thought of though.
you've oh really? You never would have thought of this one? Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it didn't. When I saw it originally, it didn't stand out as being like unusual to me,
No.
even though it clearly wasn't something that was going on. I mean, I don't know. It was just like a TV screen to me, I guess.
Well, yeah. It is. It's a giant TV screen. Um, okay. Oh, we're going back to the band here. I played the oboe on the subway without a shower. Oh yeah, the oboe. My partner was the bass clarinet, or the bassoon. Bassoon and the bass clarinet basically play the same stuff. So him and I were always, yeah. Well, the maracas, yeah. I was in the percussion section, though I was percussion at one time. I basically played almost every instrument until the music teacher could find something that was suitable to my abilities, which is a nice way of putting it. Anyway, yeah, this isn't something to think of right off the bat, but we're looking at things that have come true, and you can see digital billboards all over the place, especially places New York, Tokyo, etc. So it's pretty interesting then when people. I mean, 1982, like that. Pretty. When was the first digital billboards? Probably we would see them, regularly. Maybe 20 years ago. Would that be?
Yeah, no, probably no more than that. That sounds about right.
Still no lighted umbrellas. Yeah. So yeah, it's just interesting that you look back. Some of these, I'm looking at them, and these movies were quite a long time ago, and so they are a bit. I mean, if you predict something that's already halfway there, well, that's not so great. But 40 plus years ago, putting up digital billboards, and now they're ubiquitous, at least in big cities. Pretty good on them. I have this theory, Ken, that invented until it is first conceived of, right? Which is it's kind of true. So I always say that the fiction writers and those people who work in the medium that future, because they'll posit some sort of technology, and then some tech geek nerd will look at it and go, "Hey, that's a cool idea. I wonder if we could do that if we took the tachyons and crossed them with the quantum relay and the some blah blah blah," and then they invent the thing, right? So it's first got to be conceived of before. So I kind of say science fiction writers are actually the true inventors of the future.
All right, let's go with that.
Okay, you're gonna no comment. You're just gonna.
You know what? You know what's really.
I gotta find some. I mean, to get you, I gotta find something more controversial to say, so you can, so you'll get angry and do one of your famous rants or something. No.
I mean, I think you can blame Jeff for this. He takes all the energy out of me.
He sucks all the energy, and you have to replace it with. You're trying to replace it with peanut butter cookies, or grits cracker cookie things. It's not working. All right. Okay. So, anything else about digital billboards?
No, I think that's good. I credited you for a good catch. Can you just take the compliment and move on?
Okay. How about that? But makes the show more interesting when you get angry. And
that's a great one, Snob. I'm glad you came up with it.
All right. Now I feel it's genuine now. But anyway, there's a number of things in Blade Runner, but
flying cars,
sort of one that. What's that? Flying cars. Yeah, which we kind of have.
Origami.
They're not, huh?
Origami.
Flying cars we do kind of have, but they're really just very, very small airplanes at this point in time. They're not really, or very small helicopters type thing. They're not quite up to, you wouldn't say, but we are close. And then there's another, there's all kinds of, androids, and there's a bunch of stuff in this movie. But this is the one thing we can point at for sure and say, yes, it is done. All right, let's go on to the next one. How about, do you remember this movie?
I sure do.
Terminator, the first one, 1984. Yeah, military drones. I mean, we've just seen with what's going on over there in Europe when Russia and everything. These military drones, I mean, they're not quite as advanced, but I mean, 1984. Who could have predicted? I mean, it's very, when I see footage from over there, what's going on, it's very, very unusual, very strange. It's completely changed the way war is fought. Um, you know, these personal, drones that cost $100, and you can fly them into people and blow them up. I mean, it's just horrible.
Good one, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't want to be on the battlefield these days.
No, me neither.
Or ever.
Me neither. Especially not now. This is just so you can't do anything outside the drone jamming range. Otherwise, you're just grist for the mill. Yeah. So I mean, there's a number of various things predicted in this Terminator movie, such as cyborgs that are carrying guns and blowing people up and stuff. But this is one thing. This sort of drones that can move around and actually kill people. I mean, I think the one from the Terminator 3, you saw Terminator 3, right?
Yeah. No, wait, Terminator 3.
It's with the girl Terminator?
No.
No? Okay. Well, it basically, it's this, it sort of shows the start of Skynet, how it comes to life, sort of. And they have some drones in there, which would be much more, like these drones are quite large and stuff because they're, in the far future. But, 1997, the movie take place. No, 97? No, 2003. And so the drones are a little smaller, but they're much more similar to what we have now. But yeah, I mean, this is the general thing. Terminator, 40 plus years ago, predicting military drones, and then we see them used a lot nowadays. Interesting. Okay.
I mean, we've had drones for a long time, though, right? I mean, we've had Predator drones for 20 years at least. It's taken off now because they're kind of more smaller drones and things, and not just basically remote piloted planes.
Yeah. And
I mean, swarm and things now.
Yeah, I mean, I was aware of, I was fairly aware of, in the 90s and stuff of the UAV project, which is which is the sort of general name they used for any a drone program.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they called it.
Yeah. You know what?
Whatever aerial vehicle, sort of,
unmanned aerial vehicle.
Unmanned aerial vehicle. Yeah, that's it. So they had all kinds of weird sort of things, but they didn't really. There was this one of the it looked like a flying peanut. It was about the size of a man. It took off and it looked like a flying peanut sitting on its. But anyway, there's they tested all kinds of different things, but it's just funny that now that they've. Yeah, you talk about the Predators and all that stuff, but those are, like I said, those are like cut down planes that are sort of remotely piloted, flying very high in the air. These things are flying down where you can see them, hear them coming for you, and a lot of them are commercial, just modified commercial off the shelf. I'll buy them for $100 and just, modify it. Like a Predator drone, I don't know how much a Predator drone costs, but I'm sure it's pretty much in the millions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these guys, they're flying these things into people. That's how it's a one and shot sort of thing. Sorry, you were going to say something?
I was going to just mention that my beloved Vor the Maelstrom game featured drones extensively. It was a big thing. It talked about how the Union was, basically the United States that took over Mexico and Canada in sci-fi world. Is they talked about how they just filled the sky with their drones, all kinds, observation drones, attack drones, and this was in 2000, kind of thing. So it's very much analogous to what's actually happening now, meaning the style of drone.
Yeah. All right, now this one here, I don't like this one as much because it's a little bit. Look, 2013. It's only, a little more than 10 years old, and I think that's this is kind of. But we do see this type of thing. I mean, we're not there yet. You see these sort of medical. I mean, they're kind of more like the magnetic resonance scanner, those kind of things that go in. We're not quite there yet, but at least I mean these things are doing. They're it's scanning you and fixing you at the same time. But we are at least very close to having these. Just pop the person in the thing and it scans you and it can tell you what's wrong. Not being able to fix you, perhaps, but the diagnostic ability there with the the magnetic resonance scanners and even much more advanced than that. I mean, I think we're pretty close, I believe. No, what do you think?
More of this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember this movie, but I don't think we're quite scanners. Yes, but treatment no.
Yeah, I think and that's a little bit farther. This is the one with Matt Damon.
Okay.
Though they're up on the he's on Earth, and Earth is a crap hole, and he gets zapped by radiation. He's got like a week to live. Dr. McCoy didn't need no stinking pod. That's true. He carried the pod with him in his scanner, which would just be sort of like a portable version of this in a sense. Yeah. Elysium also had railguns and corporations that treat workers like disposable trash. Basically, yeah. Railguns, that's interesting. My understanding is that the U.S. government military has sort of given up on the railgun thing. They tried it out, and they're just like, it's not quite as good as they wanted it to be. It didn't quite work out the way it did. But, who knows? Maybe they're just saying that to trick the Chinese or something.
Mm-hmm. I heard. Oh yeah, hey PB. I heard something recently that Japan has some railgun technology.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was just an anime that I don't know. Anyway, everything's blurring together. Yeah. I don't know. To me, it seems like relatively. That the technology is well known. It's like, okay, yeah. Every roller coaster uses this. Yeah. I mean. Yeah. Well, you're just accelerating the thing, using electromagnetism, and it seems like they would be able to make it work, and it would seem to fix a supply problem, right? Where you instead of having all kinds of munition, and not to mention being safer. Obviously, the thing you're shooting might have munitions on it, but it's not projected by some kind of expendable fuel, gunpowder or rocket fuel or whatever.
Well, you don't actually need an explosive projectile.
Yeah, I guess not.
Because once you're accelerated that fast,
yeah, it's a mass driver, right? This is what happened to the Narn. So that seems like it would be kind of an advantage, because you just have to have the energy, which you have nuclear powered ships and things where you can get as much power as you want, essentially.
My understanding is I believe that the U.S. government has one, and the Navy has it on a ship. But the fact that they've only deployed it on one ship and they're not putting it on every ship that they have makes me think that it's not as I think they put it on.
Maybe they decided to go to lasers.
It's not as effective. I would guess that it. The problem with it is the energy, right? And though a nuclear reactor can make an infinite, almost infinite amount of energy, so to speak, like you have to get a certain. I think you'd probably to fire it, you'd need a certain high level of. It's not how much energy you could completely. It's you need a surge, and it might not be able to do that. So that might be the weakness. Maybe. I don't know.
I think they also had aircraft carriers, because they usually have a steam cannon essentially that helps launch the fighters. Yeah. I think they did at least test electromagnetic one, but I think they went back to the steam.
Yeah.
Anyway,
steam's easy to heat up with a nuclear nuclear reactor.
Okay.
The rails wear out too quick. Umber
Well, why
says. Really?
wouldn't that? How? Well, it wouldn't be by friction because they're non-contact, right? I mean,
but you're putting electricity through them, and
maybe just burns them or something.
Amounts of electricity. The EMAL's cannibal on the Ford class aircraft carries a railgun tech, just slower and doesn't shoot ordnance. Yeah, I mean you don't need.
Okay, so the Gerald Ford, for example, does have rail or electromagnetic for the catapults. He might be. I'll take that as true. I thought that they had gotten rid of it, but
makes sense. You wouldn't need to. You don't need to accelerate it as a plane isn't being accelerated as a.
Okay, PB is saying that they have completely replaced the steam catapults. I thought that they had gone back, but maybe I guess I'm wrong.
Heat. Elmer says heat. I mean, that would be like, yeah. I mean, there's no friction, but there's going to be a lot of heat when you're firing. That's a good point. Yep.
Well, as anybody's ever
completely replaced steam catapults. All right. So they found some use for it. Interesting. Interesting.
Okay.
All right. Well, we took a little. Anyway, back to Elysium. Yeah. This one is not. This is the weakest one in my view because it's 2013. It's only 10 years ago. Every Ford class carrier has no more steam. Right. Ford class aircraft carrier is that so? I mean, I'm not familiar with the Navy and.
Well, the Gerald Ford has been seeing a lot of action this year.
Is the Ford classes carriers, are those all the biggest and most?
Well, I know the USS Gerald Ford is the biggest carrier in the world, and I believe the US's newest. So I would assume that's what that is.
And there's only one of them, or is there more than one?
I only know of one. There might be other ones in process or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Right. We could ask Grok.
No more steam. Just All right. Okay, so I found that this one was a little bit weak because it's a little close, a little too close to. I mean, I think this is something everyone could figure out. The things you pick up here on the Toplofty Lounge. Yes, come for
we have a brilliant chat.
Yes, come for the science fiction. Learn about U.S. aircraft carriers. I hope none of that information is classified. PB. I wouldn't want them coming after you. Yeah. All right. So I think we've done this one. The Fords are replacing the Nimitz class. Yeah. The Gerald Ford is in service. Yeah. That's the name of the carrier. So it replaces the Nimitz. So it's okay. That's interesting. Is there only one of them? Is that? And I mean, how long has it been since the U.S. made an aircraft carrier? I don't think they don't have plans to put any more down. I don't think. I don't really need them. 1,000 tons, 1,000 feet. Yeah. I think it might be the only. I mean, I don't know for sure. But anyway, okay. What's next? Okay, now what about this one, Camp?
Oh, well, I know I did not see this movie, but I'm familiar.
You didn't see Minority Report?
No.
You don't need to see it anyway to know about the stuff, right? So 2002, not so, quite long, over 20 years ago. Transparent screens. He's doing all the, turning things with the touchless hand gestures. I think this is, predicting the future, I think.
Well, it certainly became a popular kind of thing in movies like Iron Man, for example, used this extensively. So this was I'm not sure if this was the first or not. I seem to remember a Deep Space Nine episode where they it was like some kind of future thing, and they talked about having holographic screens and things, meaning controls, which would have been before this. But anyway, so you're saying we have this?
Well, I think I think they actually. I think I've seen. It's just not practical, right? Like it's too expensive, but I think I've seen demos of this where there's some sort of in one of these tech demos at one of these like consumer electronics in where is that in California? Where is that in San Diego or C Computer Electronics Expo, that kind of thing.
Well, there's certainly not motion capture, but things that are gesture based, like like virtual reality games and things do that. Maybe you have to have a sensor or something, but
yeah. So they're just. I mean, I think this is not. I mean, who knows how close it is, but I mean, with technology, it's the question of it's not whether you can do it, efficiently or not too expensively, right? So I'm not sure how close we are. This one might be a little bit far away, but it could be just around the corner if they, get the cost down, sort of thing. So Vegas, Community Electronic Shows in Vegas. Yeah, Minority Report also featured ad tracking specific tech. Yeah, there's maybe you didn't see it, Cam, but he's walking around and they the government's after him, and there's all these readers that are reading your retinas, and they're giving you targeted ads and saying stuff like, hey Cam, how was that vacation you went to Jamaica? How would you like another you're like, ugh, it's a little scary, but they scan your retinas, know exactly who you are, and go from there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the Navy. Dory Miller is the first black man to win a Navy Cross getting aircraft carrier needed. So I wasn't aware. So I guess there are 10 Ford class carriers being built to replace the Nimitz carriers, and there's two more. The Enterprise and the Dory Miller. The Enterprise was decommissioned, right? So they're gonna rename it, rename another one, and entering service in the next 5 years. Yeah, it takes a long time to build an aircraft carrier. Okay, so there you go. They're all 10. U.S. has 10 aircraft carriers. That sounds about right. I don't know. And they're replacing them, and they're reassigning the Enterprise name. I think you always got to have an Enterprise in the U.S. Navy. That would make sense. Yeah. So there was a bunch of different things in the Minority Report that were a little. Some of them were a little far-fetched, but this targeted ads thing was kind of, maybe the reading of the retinas, but the targeted ad stuff, we've already got some of that.
All right.
Okay, so Soylent Green, and of course, this just predicted eating people, right?
Yes. Is this happening? Are we eating people currently? We're eating.
That's right. Food? You don't know about that.
Uh-oh.
Rail scans also in the Star Trek Wrath of Khan. U.S. has 21 characters, 11 fleet carriers. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, 21 carriers. Yeah, I was thinking fleet carriers. I was thinking about 10. 10 or 7 or 10 or something like that. Amphibious assault carriers. That's a lot, which is 21 more than just about everybody else. I think Russia has one or something. Still, Canada used to have a aircraft carrier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the 60s, the Bonaventure, I think was the name. They destroyed it and cut it up for razor blades.
Yeah. Wow.
Great.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the cat. Here we go.
The cat's going in on Tuesday to get fixed.
You've been saying that for like a month.
I know they pushed us back, but now it's happening. It's actually being done. So, yeah. So, synthetic food products, Beyond Meat, plant-based, whatever, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of Soylent Green was people, right? But I think the synthetic food products. Your thoughts on that, Cam?
It's not working out so well.
I've heard recently that they're like some of these companies that are like Beyond Meat, didn't they go under, filed for something,
Did they? Good.
bankruptcy? Some of them are just they're not working out, they're not making any money. People don't like it. Um, it's kind of failing. I'm not. That's what I heard. I could be wrong.
It seems gross.
Yeah. No, it's socialized veterinary care. No, that's the funny thing is that veterinary care is not socialized in Canada. You just go, you pay the money, and you get what you want. It's a piece of cake. Makes it easy. It's just, you go in for surgery, you got to wait a month because they're all doing other surgeries. Welcome Q2. Welcome. Way to spoil a movie. What, Soylent Green? Yeah, sorry.
It came out in like 1968 or something.
73.
73. Okay. Oh, there it is, right there. 73.
Or a 50-year-old movie. I've spoiled it. Yeah, sorry. If anybody's watching, haven't seen the movie, Soylent Green is not people. Okay, forget I said that about the people thing. Forget it. Mm-hmm. Just watch the movie, and
okay, hold on.
Yummy.
Is there not a better? Do you have any others from Soylent Green in here? Because I'm going to say it. I'm going to say
Go ahead, say
it. Canada is really getting into with their, what is it called, the MAID program or whatever, where they're
it's what does that
killing people. Let's just be honest.
That's just basically just killing people.
Yeah, which was part of Soylent Green. His Charlton Heston's buddy was self-deleting via. What was that?
You feel depressed? Oh
yeah. Or someone else could just say that you are depressed, and sorry, we can't take the word of a depressed person. Just have to take care of that. Disgusting.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. There was a couple scandals in the last year. There was this one woman who served in the military, and she got injured, and she's been trying for years to get her whatever the problem was. I can't remember if it was her back, leg, something like that, to get surgery, and she can't get any surgery. But then somebody goes to them, someone goes to her. But hey, if you want us to kill you, we can set that up for you right away, no problem. And so the first thing she did was go to Twitter or somewhere like that and told expose what was going on, and this happened to her, and she was pretty pissed. I served my country. I'm injured. You're supposed to take care of me, and you're not doing it. But hey, you're happy to kill me. You can't. It takes me years to get a surgery I need. But hey, if too much pain. Okay. So anyway, it was a big scandal. I was all over nothing really happened though, but at least it was brought to light. It's pretty bad. Yeah. I think it's horrible. And not even the fact that, this is someone who served their country, and got injured, and you're just doing that to them. But, the government is not your friend. You heard it from me. Government's not your friend. Okay. So synthetic food products, but this, like I said, seems to be going back a little bit. They seem to be not too happy about this. These plant guys, I heard they were in trouble. They weren't doing that. Well, people don't like the taste or something, or they just don't like. They're not.
There's no reason for it. There's no reason. It's like it's all built on this idiotic idea that doing things naturally is somehow destroying nature.
Yeah,
absolute idiocy. There, you got a little anger out of me. You're happy.
Yeah, there we go. The land that cows and animals graze on is usually not good for anything else. It's not like you could plow it up and
I
grow wheat or something.
There was a meme the other day. It was something like, it was this amazing machine that takes a worthless, inedible plant material and turns it into this great nutritional whatever. It's like it's
grass. Cow. Yeah, it takes grass, right? It turns it into high protein.
Yeah, literally cows. Yes, they eat trash, weeds, and make it into not only extremely nutritional food but delicious as well.
Yeah, and when you plow something up, I don't know if people know this, but when the farmers go in there and they plow up the ground, they kill everything, right? Like
Oh
there's
yeah,
groundhogs and all kinds of small bugs and animals that live in the on the grasslands, and there's hawks that kill the
yeah.
prairie.
Farming is fairly brutal.
Yeah,
Um,
and so ranching is less brutal than that, right? Because all the natural, I mean, you put up some fences, right? But usually, deer and stuff can hop those fences mostly. But when you plow up, you kill all the groundhogs, and yeah. So,
mhm. All right, what do we got? We've been on this one long enough.
All right, what's next? All right, you got some of these, don't you, Cam? Back to the
I do
Future
not.
Part 2.
I do not. I've always wanted them though. I got to tell you.
Have you?
What year
Wearable
did Back to the Future 2 come out?
How come I didn't put it on there? What am I doing?
That had to have been late 80s.
1989.
Okay. I am quite sure that this is there would Oh well, okay. You go back to what show was that? Was it? It wasn't Mask. It was Cops, right? The cartoon Cops, not the reality show Cops, where the leader guy had like glasses with the stuff on it, and the GI Joe guys, the Televipers had like their readouts on their goggles and stuff. Yeah, this is
So even before, yeah, so about the same time.
Right. I always thought it would be cool to have glasses with, like the Google Glass or whatever those, I don't remember what those are.
Yeah.
But when it actually came out, I never even considered buying them. So I don't know what that is.
They were not ready for prime time.
Yeah, I guess that might be it.
But I mean, I think wearing virtual reality versus augmented reality, I think there's a lot more. Virtual reality is mainly entertainment, but all kinds of augmented reality, all kinds of applications for that. There's a who was it who wrote? It's not. I think it's David Brin. Wrote a. He's a number of different books, but in one of them specifically, I think it's called Earth. He the characters are moving through a future world where you walk along the street without, I mean, everyone basically has augmented reality type glasses, but you walk down along the street and you'll just see a bunch of plain buildings, and you might be walking downtown and you just see plain buildings. You barely even see any signs on the shops or anything that you're walking. But if you put on these virtual reality glasses, then you'll be bombarded with riots of color and advertisements from the shops and things coming at you all over the place. He even posited, like, he set up layers and layers to these, so you can move between various layers and therefore get all the ads cut out by going down a layer. You can go here, find out there'd be a historical information layer, so you'd walk along and you'd be fed information about this building was made in this time, and this guy used to live there, and Abraham Lincoln once visited this building, that kind of thing.
Well, do you remember the Futurama episode where they had the iPhone, where they shoved it in their eye, literally, and it was just, I mean, that was, I mean, obviously the iPhone existed at the time, I believe. Well, maybe it didn't. I have to think about that. But
okay. When was let me just, so the first, generally speaking, smartphones, which an iPhone is, 2007, 2008.
Okay.
Kind of 2006, 2007 in Japan and Asia, and then 2008 they come into North America, and they're big. So so Futurama started in 99.
Yeah, it did. So, and it was only a three year. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is
complete. It's 10 years total, but there's a break in between. What 10
okay?
seasons
it says this one. It says the Attack of the Killer app was apparently what it was called, and that came out in 2010. So because it would have been strange if it just happened to be called the iPhone.
Yeah, they did it on purpose, but it put it in your eye.
Yeah. Anyway, that was before the social media thing went as much as it did, like it did, before it really took off, as I recall. So it was fairly prophetic.
Yeah, a little bit. My favorite of Futurama is is Santa, the Santa episode where here's your mistletoe. I'm gonna reply with my toe missile.
Toe missile, yes. That show was hilarious to begin with. It kind of went off the rails by the end, but man.
Yeah. So Back to the Future. I mean, this one's a little bit. I think people are. Is that JVC on the side of his glasses? So there's I mean, we've been talking about this, but it's still. I mean, I saw some cool demos, 10, 15 years ago and stuff, but I guess it's just not. It's just not cheap enough. It's usually the problem.
Yeah, cheap crap is what wins out.
Well, I mean, it's got to be affordable, right? Like, it doesn't have to be crap.
Well, no, pretty much crap.
If it's too expensive.
You're right, but you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, well.
Well, here, since you want to hear me go on a tangent, okay. There's a lot of talk about AI in entertainment, which I am not at all worried about, to be honest with you. I could live with that. I'm much more worried about AI in doing other things. But let's just talk about entertainment for a second. You're seeing more and more, movie trailers or whatever made completely with AI and so on and so forth. And, people make the argument, I think correctly, that it's like, yeah, but it's derivative or this or that. And it really isn't creative. And it's just taking something else and piecing it together. All true. But it's not going to, my prediction is it's not going to matter much because the cost to produce it is so amazingly different than, like when they moved to all the CGI stuff. It didn't make movies cheaper. It made them more expensive, if anything.
Yeah.
And more time consuming. It didn't really improve things. Now things like Disney with the what do they call it? The void, like they did on The Mandalorian, where they had all their in camera effects and everything.
They have that screen thing.
Yeah, right.
Basically a big screen room.
Yeah, I forget what they call it. It's something like the chamber or whatever. That's not it. But anyway, that stuff I could see how that could make it cheaper to produce a lot of things, but none of that compares to the cost of AI. How cheap it is, and it doesn't matter if it's inferior. There are the volume. Thank you, Dave. There are endless examples of the worse technology winning out because of some quirk or because it's cheaper. And I would say that Android phones and iPhones are an example of that. Now, iPhones aren't cheap by any means, but it's not the best technology that's ever been for phones, either of them. It's just that's my point. Is the best tech does not necessarily win out.
No, it's got to be good enough, and then
good enough
and
right.
cost.
Right.
If it's good enough to meet the certain minimum level of requirement, and then
right, but the cheaper it is, meaning the ratio of those things is immense with AI movies, right? Because the quality to cost ratio is extremely high. Because the cost is so low, not because the quality is so high.
Yeah.
And it's, what bean counter is going to change their mind and say, no, we really want to, we really want to burn more money and get less profit. It's just,
Yeah. Did you, speaking of phones, did you see that phone? There was a phone that, it's kind of like you build your own phone, right? So you order the phone and it's made out of, you've got the handset, but you can put in different blocks in order.
Oh, like for the keyboard portion, or
kind of, but it wasn't mainly about the keyboard, but it was primarily, you could build it in the way that you want. So, for example, if you use your phone a lot to take a lot of pictures and movies and stuff, you can get a bigger, you get a bigger flash drive in there. If you were often away from your phone in the wilderness or something, you could, put in extra, the blocks would be, much more battery power, versus all kinds of various things. So it's kind of build your, I'm doing a lot of high, processor intensive stuff all the time. I want, extra processors, that kind of thing. So it's kind of, it was basically like a building block. You just go, okay, well, here's the screen. You got to have the screen, maybe you want a bigger screen. Okay. Then you got to have less of this or that, whatever. But, it's kind of, they designed it specifically that way for like a plug in. And, you could, if you decided, this sucks, or I'm doing something different now, I want to change it, and you go and I'm sure you'd have to buy it, but you could buy different pieces and then plug those back in the same phone. But they don't want that because they want you to change your phone every 2 years and buy a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. They've started taking out the. I liked having a card in there. With extra memory, storage space and stuff, but everyone's going away from that now. They're copying the iPhone for that, and I'm like, ugh.
Yep.
Spacely Sprockets. Oh, where did I hear that from? Where's that from? I've heard of that before.
Spacely Sprockets is from Jetsons.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, I knew I heard that somewhere. Okay. Speaking of the Jetsons, it's like you read my mind. Yeah. So the Jetsons, 1960s. Remember all the video calls, Cam? I mean, did they predict the future?
I can't say that stood out in my memory. I guess now that you bring it up, I remember it. But I would have talked more about flying cars and jetpacks and all kinds of other things. But sure.
I mean, video calls are pretty much ubiquitous now. I mean, they're actually here as opposed to
they had
cars and jetpacks.
Yeah, they had 2001 Space Odyssey also had video call.
Oh, don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Yep. This one is pretty. Again, they had cameras and video going back to the 40s, I think, right?
Yeah.
So this is nothing that would seem to be. This is eminently predictable, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
once the cost comes down, right?
Right. Yeah. It wasn't that they couldn't do it practically. It was, like I said, cost is probably the most.
Well, and there's no way you're getting, the standard copper cable. There's no way you're getting enough bits down that for video, right?
Oh, I don't know. Jeff would have to tell us about that.
I don't think that, not live video like in the 60s. I would think not. But, with kite cable and fiber optic and all that stuff, it's doable. But,
I mean, they transmit over radio signals, though. When transmitted from the moon, unless you don't believe the moon landing was real.
Mm.
Anyway, yes, this is just a matter of degree, to.
Spacely Sprockets, video.
Well, don't forget Cogsworth Cogs also.
Yes, Cogsworth. Yeah. I mean, I think this is of the Jetsons. I would pick this as the thing that they was, the thing that is now here, right? Like, it's obvious we do video calls, everyone FaceTimes and stuff like that. Whereas flying cars and jetpacks, though, there's some cool jetpacks out there, but they're not like everyone's wearing them and taking them to work. Dick Tracy wristwatch, TV radio on the list.
Yeah, that was way before.
Well, we're not done yet. PB, maybe it's.
So you're bearing the lead.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Keep going.
All right. Speaking of Star Trek communicators.
Yes, often
like you read my mind.
Yeah. This one really isn't. I mean, people, again, they kind of the flip phone thing was like, oh yeah, it's just like this, but really, he was just using a walkie-talkie. I mean, that's all that this personal communicator was.
But I mean, cell phones are most like that. And the flipping part is secondary, but the fact that it's a personal communicator, everyone carries one. And you can just open her up and you still got a dial, I guess, but this is the one that's probably the most obvious one that most people mention.
Sure.
That, hey, Star Trek basically predicted the mobile phone. I mean, he opens it up, it goes beep beep beep, and then he sometimes does he hit stuff sometime? Does he hit a button and then talk to the ship, or he just opening it up automatically calls the ship? Right? Is that correct, Cam?
Well, no, he
says something.
Well, yeah, he says like Kirk Enterprise.
So flipping it open turns it on in a sense, and basically
it flips it open. It does go like, makes a particular sound.
It's kind of like, calling the ship. So, I mean, I think this one's pretty, it's pretty straightforward. It's the one that most people remember, but I mean, I think I agree with truth. It's true. Personal communicator. Everyone carries one now. We got even better than Kirk. I mean, he only got to carry it when he goes down to the planet. Yes, beam me up. Beam me up. He adjusts it sometimes. Oh, yeah, like, it's not coming in. Doesn't really, I think opening it up is like turning it on, so to speak. Making a call. All right. Anything else you want to say about Kirk? Look how young he looks.
Other than he's awesome.
Look how young and sexy he looks there.
Yeah.
One of these days,
still with us.
Yeah, one of these days, though, he's 95. One of these days, he's going to be, we're all going to be like, oh.
It will be a sad day.
So sad day. I mean, we should be squeezing as much out of him as we can. Come on our show, William Shatner. We'll interview. Okay.
Madman, get right on that.
Make it happen. Now, this one here might be a little bit The Fifth Element. You've seen this, but I don't think you like this movie.
No, not at all.
I like this movie. But it did, they 3D print the girl. I mean, this is a little bit advanced, but it's kind of the first. I mean, do we see 3D printing somewhere else before this?
Well,
it's a little bit advanced, but
you could argue the transporters on Star Trek are essentially
like a 3D printer.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just this, they're just sort of disappear and appear. It's almost like magic, but this is actually showing, a machine going back and forth, writing her, placing biological things to build her. So it's, I mean, we can't do that, but yes, Jeff, you may get your multipass. You may get it. But it is kind of, like this is the earliest of 3D printing. Of course, like I said, human, not just a thing, but it's pretty much now everybody, you can build your own. You have a 3D printer, don't you, Cam?
I do not, and I'm not particularly interested in.
Really, you're not? You've been like making little figures and stuff. Cool.
No, actually, no, I'm not interested in that at all. I know other people are, and I've got friends that have them and everything. It's like, it just seems like a pain in the ass to me. It doesn't. It's. I don't know. It just. It seems like more trouble than. No, I haven't myself. It seems like more trouble than it's worth. Is the way I feel about it.
It seems very expensive.
Yes. Right. It's kind of like, oh, look, it's one of those technologies that in my mind, at the consumer level, at least, isn't it neat? Yeah, it is. And now what? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten past that stage. Maybe
not enough to do with it. Not enough to do with it yet.
Yeah.
To do with it. People are getting them though all the time. Like, the more people
I don't know. Is it's maybe it just has become kind of ubiquitous, and so you don't hear as much about it. But to me, it's like kind of like, oh, that thing that still exists, that's still going on. That's what I
Yeah,
hope happens with AI. By the way,
yeah, I hear about people all the time, like, oh yeah, we picked up a 3D printer. It's kind of cool and fun, and it's becoming more like I think it's slowly, moving its way into the more and more people are getting them and using them, and they're becoming slightly better as
maybe
time goes on. But
good for them.
easier to use and stuff. But
I got plenty of other hobbies, and that's the other thing. It feels like a hobby to me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
I think it
It's not
is.
like an appliance. It's like that seems like I've got to put a lot of work into it, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I think it's more. Well, maybe we should. Jeff could tell us, but I think it's more like a hobby and that kind of thing so far. I mean, if you were, for example, making a board game, or you wanted a bunch of little miniatures, or which are the typical things that people print with a plastic. I mean, it's way cheaper not to do it. To go somewhere and have them print out 1,000 of them for you than it is to do them one by one on a 3D printer. And usually they'll take, it might take days,
Oddly enough,
hours and days to print out one thing.
Oddly enough, I did some play testing with some 3D printed stuff just on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I think it would be good if you were, like I said, if you're making a game, for example, and you want to print out a couple of test pieces, or like, hey, this is what we think we're going to work with. Hey, everybody try this out, and they say, yeah, it's good, or no, it sucks.
Okay, sorry, let me answer PB real quick. PB, I believe in Star Trek lore, replicators and transporters use the same essential technology. Okay, in terms of 3D printing for games, certainly it's been done. The guy that I'm helping out is using that and has used it relatively extensively. But I'm hard pressed to think of a game situation that would require a 3D printer for testing that you couldn't do with a piece of cardboard. And maybe there's one I'm not thinking of. I guess, if you had some kind of strange thing.
If you're thinking of having some sort of, a miniature or something on the board, and it's better to give somebody that's something that they can touch and feel that it will be very similar. You don't want to say, okay, here's a piece of cardboard.
Well,
that's a whatever.
It maybe in terms of marketing or trying to sell the idea, I would agree with that. But in terms of testing and developing, no, I don't think so. Okay. It's a wasted cost. It's an absolute waste to do that. If you're trying to develop a game, it's just not necessary.
Death Angel Shadow and Umbras both disagree. They say it's good for prototyping. Yeah, I mean, I haven't used one myself.
Prototyping of what? I guess I'm like what kind of things?
If you want to have that feel with it when you give it to your playtesters, so they have a better sense.
No, get better playtesters at that point. Get playtesters that aren't focusing on bits and can focus on the design of the game. Then, but undoubtedly, many people do like having those figures and things. That's what make Kickstarters fail without them, right? Mostly it's having those kinds of things. But for developing, you don't need it. But that's just okay. You got me onto another thing here. I think many games are wildly over costed and it's because there's an obsession with plastic pieces. Okay, PB is challenging me. As I said, well, I don't know. The replicator, I think, also uses energy. It's energy matter transfer. You know what I will do? I will look it up in my Star Trek technical manual and discuss this. Like I said, the core fundamental technology behind the two within the lore, I believe, is the same. I'm not saying it's the exact same application.
Okay, my understanding would be the replicator. It doesn't rearrange. I mean, doesn't it take energy and turns them into molecules? I mean, it can make whatever molecules it wants. I mean, I agree with the transporter. Turns people into energy, transmits to a point, turns back into matter. But I think it doesn't take molecules and turn them into other molecules. It takes energy and turns those into molecules.
Right. And what he said is similar, but not exactly the same thing in lore. Yeah. Obviously, both are fake. Yes. And I think that is true because the transporter, because I think this came up did we talk about this? Where it was, whether you're really the thing that's transported or you're not. And I think I argued at that point that the transporter literally does convert you into energy and beams you, beam down literally and then reconstitutes you. So it is you.
You die every time you use the transporter.
No,
it's a new you. It might be exactly the same, but
yeah, okay. Well, PB,
is your soul attached to the new you? Is it?
It's quantumly entangled.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? How about this for next week's topic? We will be discussing transporter and replicator technology. I will do my best to research that with my extensive library of Star Trek pre New Trek material.
Stop. That's wrong. I can't.
Okay, hold on. All right. Should we just do this now? Should we just?
No, I think we should save it for next week.
Here we go.
I think we should do it next week.
Okay,
that sounds good.
Next topic then.
Yeah. Sounds like a pretty good topic for next week, though. It's a similar but not the same in lore. All right, we're going to fight about that. Machine parts. We're going back to the guys making. Tabletop parts, ham radio parts, machine parts. I mean, for metal, I think that would be awesome. Right? Then you could make your own.
Do they have a good metal 3D printer? Something that's.
So.
I don't think so either.
But that's the game changer right there. Print metal.
I mean, you could do. I could certainly see where even plastic. Where you're trying to see how things mechanically work together.
Yeah, fit and stuff.
Yeah, you could do that sufficiently, even though it's relatively low resolution in a lot of cases. But you can't test things like strength by doing that. I mean,
no.
Okay. Anyway.
Especially, so there are metal printers. Do people have metal printers? I think those must be quite expensive. How do you know that you're different? Oh, I guess we'll have to talk about that.
Well, okay. If we're going off to Star Trek, which this is in Babylon 5, so why are we talking about Star Trek? But there have been things like the Thomas Riker incident where a copy was created, that persisted. And there were two.
Yeah, because it beamed the energy, but then some of the energy didn't. Just half, man. The replicator rearranges molecules in lower, not energy. But wait a second. So are you telling me that behind the replicators, they got there's just a bunch of gray goo there that's biological matter, and they're just rearranging it? I thought it was taking energy from the ship and then turning that into molecules, and then arranging those molecules into, whatever, Earl Grey hot or whatever.
Okay.
Do that. But all right. Well, we say that for next week.
I can answer it right. I can answer it right now.
Oh,
I'll just give you a preview. I'm right. Which isn't to say that PB is wrong. I think sometimes we talk past each other a little bit.
Yeah. The replicator doesn't kill you in lore. Nobody would use it. Yeah, but I think it does kill you. Like I agree that they don't think it kills you. But I'm saying it does.
These are existential questions. Yeah, anyway, okay, let's keep going here. We're an hour and a half already.
Jeff says it's probably better to prototype than make your molds and casts. Yeah, like hey, if I do people like let me make these characters or these prototypes or whatever for the game, these tokens. Hey, but do people like them? And they come back and they say, no, it's too big, it's too small, it's too whatever.
Well, certainly making molds is a very expensive.
Yeah. I mean, you would if you have a Kickstarter and you're sending out 1,000 copies, you're never going to do it be prohibitively expensive and time consuming to do it by 3D printer, obviously. But
okay, let's move on.
All right. Okay. Self-driving cars, Total Recall. Do you remember your Johnny Cab, Cam?
No, I don't remember this at all. Nope.
You don't
remember? It's been a while since I've seen this movie.
Okay, you don't remember Johnny Cab?
Nope.
Come on. Thank you.
I think you made this up.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about? Chat, back me up. This is look, it's Arnold. He's in the back of the Johnny Cab. It does look a little bit weird. Yeah, they had one in Futurama, Suicide Booth. Nope, we'll never have self-driving cars. We have them already. All the Teslas and everything are in there. I mean, I don't think I trust them yet, but it's a matter of time. We'll see. It'll be very interesting. You don't remember this at all? Yeah, there's a Johnny Cab. He gets into the cab. They fight. He pulls this. He wants to drive himself. He pulls this little robot guy out, rips him right out, and then takes over himself when they were trying to kill him. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people driving Teslas right now. They're basically self-driving. No? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
One of the reasons the Total Recall remake failed, because it sucked too. Why would you remake a great movie? Yeah, Johnny Cab. Jeff says he'll never ride in a self-driving car. The hearse that drives you to your funeral when you die will be self-driving. Gonna make sure that happens. I'm gonna outlive you just so that
over my dead body.
Screw you.
All right.
Yeah, he pulls the robot out, and Death Angel Shadow is a Luddite. Everyone, he hates technology. Never gonna own an EV either. All right. So, I mean, I think this one's pretty straightforward. Self-driving cars, we pretty much have them right now. The only thing to complain about was Total Recall the first to suggest it. Over your dead body? Yeah, that's exactly my point. Exactly. There was a scandal with one of the self-driving companies using remote drivers. Really? I heard that. I didn't hear that. Wow, that's pretty. That's kind of embarrassing. I mean, what the hell? All right, almost done. Now, Gattaca. You haven't seen this movie, I think, Cam, if I remember.
Correct.
This is a great movie. Ethan Hawke. Awesome movie. It talks basically. It's about genetic engineering, gene editing. So they have their older son. There's a scene where the couple they're like, they go to the doctor. They're like, oh no, we want to have a child naturally, and blah blah blah. And no one's doing this.
You sick perverts.
Everyone is getting the genetic superior children. And so the older brother is born that way, and then they have another kid 2 years later. And they, in this case, they decide to go all in on the stuff. So there's a scene where they have they do the older brother and the younger brother. When you have kids and you mark them on the wall how tall they are at age 6, and they just do a quick flash through that. And you could see that the younger kid is like inches taller than the other kid at the same age. So we're at 5. Oh, and then the younger brother at 5, right? So they're talking about that. There's a scene in the movie. In this movie, genetic engineering is so important that people are looking for matches based on your genetic. How good of a genetic match you are and how strong your genetics are. The only people who basically there's tons within this society. There is all kinds of prejudice, and the prejudice is not based on race or sex or anything. It's based on your genetics. And if you have good genetics, then you go to the top of the class and you get all the advantages. And if not, you're relegated to and that's the whole storyline, is that the older brother is he wants to go into space and pilot a spacecraft, but he'll never get the chance because the first thing you do is genetic screening, and he's not, he doesn't meet the requirements. And you see him sort of as an itinerant worker moving from job to job, sweeping things out with the other losers, being a janitor, that kind of thing, while his brother is I think he's a detective and that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's a great movie to examine those aspects of of it. In one point in the movie, you see this this girl comes in, and they have these sort of like 50, you have 15-minute Martinizing for your dry cleaning. Well, she comes to one of these places, and she goes, I just kissed him. It's on my lips here. She's been on a first date or something like that. And the person takes a swab and wipes her lips and says, okay, we'll try, but that's probably not a very good sample. She's trying to find out if this guy that she went on a first date has good genetics, and then she's going to make a decision whether to see him again or not based on that. So I thought it was quite interesting. Yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie. Supposedly this tech isn't real yet, but cloning has been since 1994. If the scientists can clone animals, why not humans? They can, but I think that Dolly the sheep, that's the most famous one. She didn't live very they took them like a whole bunch of tries to get her, and it's like rolling the dice. And then she didn't live as long as a normal sheep. The Human Genome Project trying to make Gattaca real. Yeah, but that was in the late 90s, early 2000s, and supposedly the Human Genome Project, supposedly we discovered that we found everything about the human genome 20 years ago, but you still haven't seen anything about that. Designer genes is basically what we're talking about, and they are talking about designer drugs, designer targeting certain your genetics yourself, made a cure made just for you. Present drugs, they might work better for some people or not, but we haven't seen. I mean, this is kind of predicted in this movie and suggested, but we haven't got there, and it's kind of interesting because I thought we would be here a lot sooner. We, like I said, we decoded the human genome in the early 2000s. It was going to take 4 years or something, and that's way past. We're 20 years past that time, but yet we haven't seen any of these things come out. Do you know why that is, Cam?
No, because the Bene Gesserit won't let us.
The Bene Gesserit, maybe the government's keeping it from us. I think that part of it is our genes are much more complicated than we first thought. Oh, we'll just decode everything and we'll find out everything how everything works, and it's not quite that simple. There might be combinations of genes that do things, and much more complicated. So maybe that's the reason why, or it's a government conspiracy. One of the two. Stem cell treatments are real. Scientists are trying to create organs to replace organ donor lists. Yeah. All right, Gattaca. Cam, you got to watch that movie. It's good. It's a good movie overall. Good science fiction movie and a good movie. Highly recommended to anybody. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Good movie.
Okay.
Of course, The Matrix. Predicting virtual reality. Is that was virtual reality predicted before this?
I'm sure.
Was there not some video games that would talk about virtual reality and have this sort of thing? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Or Cam.
I don't remember any specifically, but I don't think this is a new idea. I mean, maybe not in that exact form where it was, you're plugged into it without knowing about it and all that. That was maybe somewhat newly presented, but I doubt this is the first example of it. I guess that's not the issue. What are you trying to say? What's the technology that we have today that's comparable to this?
It might be this might be the most popular or the most well known of this, but I don't know that it's the necessarily the first.
I don't know what's the best we've got today.
Probably some sort of VR
roller coaster rides or
goggle games. Yeah. Well, there's some of those. I was just seeing one the other day where they, these science museums are putting up these rooms, and you go in them, and it's like, the floor, everything looks like, and people are like throwing up, and they're like, "Oh my God, no, I won't go in the room. I know it's a room, but my eyes tell me it's not." Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe make a film about VR, his first studio film. Lawnmower Man have VR. Yeah, I think it did. So maybe that would be a more earlier one, Lawnmower Man by Stephen King. Yeah. I mean, we didn't see ourselves in the virtual reality or anything. I mean, even Tron, you could say, yeah, Tron is kind of VR. Oh, yeah. Tron is in VR. I mean, Tron isn't in VR. Well, would you say Tron's in VR, Cam? I mean, he gets sucked into the computer, but it's kind of like a virtual reality based on a computer system. But I think it's trying to, it's trying to say this is what the computer system looks like inside. But I don't know.
I guess not. Well, no. I mean, in the Matrix, they are physically not there, right?
No, they are not.
What in Tron, he gets actually scanned in and broken down and put like a transporter kind of put into it. So
yeah, that's the difference. So I don't know. I mean, you could say it's virtual reality, but yeah, not really. Slightly different. The 13th Floor. That's I haven't seen that. It's supposed to be pretty good. Yeah, so I think. I mean, I don't know that. I think that maybe the Matrix did the best, or the splashiest, or the coolest. But I don't think that it's the first aspect of virtual reality ever. I believe there were some early video games which sort of talked about that. Now these would be in the 80s and stuff, and the graphics wouldn't be that great. Yeah, Neuromancer is the first cyberpunk book for sure. Yeah, Tron is turning into energy. He's not really there. Yeah, Neuromancer is 84. 1984. Gibson basically started the genre. Cyberpunk. Yeah, what else was I going to say? Yeah, do we have virtual reality now? That's the other question. I think we pretty much do. People who are playing, World of Warcraft, the game Second Life, like those things are, pretty much close to virtual reality. I mean, they're not quite the same, but people get quite into them and spend money and hang out with people there, and they know these people are their friends more than than they're people in real life. Tron takes place in 2 seconds of real time, didn't it? I'm not sure.
No, that
I thought it was a little more than that.
No, it's definitely not, because you see them on the outside, like when they're uploading the program to Tron and everything. So it that's not correct.
Brain Scan and Virtuosity are able for the Matrix. Other movies. Neuromancer coined the term. Cyberpunk, surfing the net, cyberspace. Yes. Yeah. William Gibson.
Yeah, that's one of those things that, the fiction, we use the term because the fiction came up with it. Even though the fiction is set ahead of the time when it came. The same thing with the USS Enterprise being, the Space Shuttle Enterprise was named for the Star Trek, or the naval ships.
But, yeah, there was already a naval ship, right?
Yeah,
called the Enterprise. Yeah.
But the point is, in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, they listed the Enterprise. They showed the Enterprise space shuttle as being one of the inspirations supposedly for the Enterprise being named that.
Yeah.
Even though Star Trek fans were the ones that got the Space Shuttle Enterprise name, or they were involved with promoting that idea, at least.
Oh, is that true? That's what happened?
Yeah, that's what I heard, at least.
Yeah. They pushed the space shuttle to be called Enterprise because of Star Trek.
Yes. Well, let me confirm that, but yes.
I believe it. All right. Now, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I said we mentioned it. Tablets. They're talking to the tablets. They do use, at one point, a video phone in that he calls back to his family. Yeah.
Yes, there was a massive campaign of Star Trek fans that pushed for that, apparently.
Also, tablets were very much, you could see them on, Next Generation as well. They're always, touching them and doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Dave says you're correct again.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
So, yeah, Space Odyssey, 1968. Predicting the tablets, they're watching, these are like news. They basically get their news from there watching. It's like a newspaper, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was a news report that they had there.
They call them a news reader or something like that. They're eating in there, like listening to what's going on. So predicting the tablet, so to speak. Yeah.
So I thought you might have, if you're talking about 2001, you might have brought up the murderous AI.
Do we have murderous AI right now?
Give it a minute.
So
yes, actually, yes. I guess not murder technically, but I believe AI has been blamed for enabling and promoting suicides.
It also,
but the murder is right around the corner. Trust me.
Yeah, the what was it? They took some AI and they wanted to have it win this battle, and they gave it all the the various all the weapon systems, and the AI went to nukes 95% of the time. It was told, "Hey, win the battle," so it went to nukes 95% of the time.
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
The monolith was God's old discarded iPhone. Yeah. Bricked by the company. The military had the first tablet computers before the iPad was released. They were fully functional PCs with touchscreens. Cool. They probably cost $10,000 each or something like that. Yeah. Talking about the Enterprise again. Yeah, 747 landed. Never had a hydrogen tank launched. Yeah. Life imitates art. Yeah. Well, at the beginning of the show, that's what I said. Is that things have to be conceived before that the eggheads can invent them. So, do science fiction writers predict the future, or do they make it happen, so to speak? Yeah. All right. Anything else about this, Cam? We're down to the end here.
No.
Okay. One more, of course. And of course, the time machine, time travel. Everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
I'll use the 1960s movie because. Oh wait, you guys don't know about time travel yet, do you? Never mind. Forget I said that. Of course, it's why I'm here. But
you've kept that quiet a lot.
I try to. Let's just forget about that. But yeah, all right. Time travel. Still waiting for it, but not all of us are. Hal was not an AI; he was an AGI. What is an A? What's the difference? Cam?
I don't know.
Tell us, Q2. AGI, artificial general intelligence. What is that? Versus an artificial intelligence. I think that's just what they used. The shadow people are time travelers. Yes, of course. Got to watch out for them. Thanks for warning us. Artificial general intelligence. Yes, isn't that the same? I mean, it's just the name that they used. We've kind of just AI is kind of the vernacular. All right. Of course, yes. Gallifrey has had time travel capsules for over 10 million years now. Yeah, forever. Like, geez, come on, wake up, humans. What are you doing? All right. Okay, Cam. Yeah, that's it. Just have a nice, relaxing little chat about these sort of things. So, we are we? Is that what we're doing for next show? We're going to look at Star Trek technology.
Sure.
Don't bowl me over with enthusiasm. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll look into it. We'll see. It might be good. Maybe we could, we can look at all the phasers. How do photon torpedoes work? I don't know.
I just saw a video on that. I didn't watch it. I saw it in a list about how photon torpedoes work.
We need to do a part 2. We missed some. Well, what did we miss?
Well, why don't you have a crossover event on the Q2 Cast channel?
We're near the end. I mean, run out. Missed one stop. Flat screen TVs. Okay, well, where's that from?
Everything.
Yeah. Shout them out in the chat. What did we miss? You got to say, hey, what movie?
Hey, take it easy on Snob. He just came up with this, at 3:00 this afternoon.
No, actually not. This I stole this from Madman. He's like, I'm like, I got to figure out a topic, and I think it was Friday. He's like, oh, hey, why don't you do this? And I'm like, all right.
So basically, Madman should be credited as a producer.
Basically, yes. Well, idea generator. In the end, I meant to tell him. Did I mention 3.5-inch floppies? What does that have to do? Like, okay, this is the premise is that there's some science fiction show, movie, or something that predicts the future, and now we have that future. So you got to find something that we have, and that you look back and they predict it. So we can't say electronic doors. That's Star Trek electronic doors. Yeah, that kind of works. You can't say something like, Star Trek predicted transporters. So therefore, no, because we don't have them yet, right? You got to have it close to it. Would Trek be better with more robots like in Star Wars? That's kind of interesting. That is pretty interesting. How come? Where are all the robots? I'm the snob. Yes, you should already know. Typical snob level of preparation. That's right. Yes, that's what we gotta. Star Trek. The original series. They had floppies. Yeah, what were they? They were putting those cards in, Cam, right into the. They kind of looked like a thick credit card, though. More like it was kind of.
It was like a 3.5-inch disc.
Floppy. Yeah,
yeah.
That's a good part. I saw them more as like. I always see them now as more like, SSDs, solid state type things. But yeah, I mean, that's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, of course they had
little discs. Good.
They had pads, literally called pads, in Star Trek before the iPad as well. The personal access series? Display device. No, the Next Generation.
Yeah, I mentioned.
But they had Oh, did you? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was on the slide if you were watching. I also mentioned TNG, but TNG is 87 versus 68 for.
I saw the one you had in the 2001.
Yeah,
but those were. Those were just displays, though, I think. Whereas they had in Star Trek, it was, much closer to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, actually, in the original series of Star Trek, they also had like Yeoman Rand used to come up with like a blocky kind of basically like a clipboard, a high tech clipboard.
Yeah, and Kirk would sign something and then she'd take off.
Well, and do you remember in Ender's Game, they had their desks? They called them desks, but it was essentially like a laptop.
Yeah. There's an embedded laptop in the screen. Is it in the book, you mean, or
in the book? In the
book, yeah. They basically had a laptop embedded on their desk, and they would just, the colored squares in the original series, yeah. Didn't they not have computer tapes too going in the background in like, in engineering or somewhere important? You'd see like the tapes turning, reel to reel tapes. I don't remember.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Memory engrams are close to SD cards. I missed the real AI movie. Andromeda Strain Man made disease, runaway, robotic machines, everyday life. So, yeah. Well, or just trying to looking at a movie that predicts the future, so to speak. Andromeda Strain has, it like they find this. It's an alien virus, right? And it almost escapes the lab. So the original pad, LCARS was kind of an innovation. We see that today in cockpits and on the latest ships. What is that? What is that referring to? Is that?
It's the library. Hold on. That's basically the search engine.
Is that from? That's not from the movie.
This is Star Trek.
That's Star Trek. Okay. Because I thought they call the same thing in the Matthew McConaughey movie where he's
Library Computer Access Retrieval System.
Yeah, and that's and of course that's what I meant to mention that in the Matrix, because since we all are already in a simulation, it's obviously real. We're not. None of it's real. None of us are real. TNG. Yeah.
I don't think so.
We're all fake.
Nope. It's just that I have an alternate theory that the universe just resembles a simulation.
How come everything says kind of tastes like chicken then? Right?
It doesn't really.
All right. Okay, Cam, that's pretty much it for the show. Thanks. The chat was very knowledgeable today.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. This is what we do. This is what the show's supposed to be. Just a bunch of guys sitting around talking about whatever interests them. Nice and relaxed. Yeah. So we're near the end. Is there what I miss, Cam? Do we want to end off the show to what's coming up? Babylon 5?
Oh, yeah.
This Wednesday.
True.
Is it episode 10 or 11? What are we on?
10, I believe.
I have watched the show, so I know what happens.
Let's double
check. I watched it on like Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, you want to give us your rating? You want to give us a quick?
Nah, it's not as good as last episode.
Duh. But oh no, this is episode 11 coming up. Ceremonies of Light and Dark.
Episode 11. So I have a few small problems with some of what happened went on, but generally I think it's a good episode. It's good, but I'm a little bit. Some of the things, it's the 90s, and everyone is still thinking like Captain Kirk. Kirk has to beat everybody up, right? But I'm like, does Sheridan have to beat everybody up? He should send his minions to, beat these guys up. Mad Mac Cafe live Tuesday at 3 p.m. I'm going to be on the show, and I'm going to be talking about Star Trek Academy, the latest episode, which was pretty bad. But there's a glimmer of a good idea there, but they don't bother. They just forget. They don't do anything. They could have done a whole show on this idea, but we'll talk about it then. Fun show, despite Weatherman only being here for a bit. Yes, I know it's never as good a show with Weatherman. Where is he? Somebody send him a message and tell him it's his fault. Last episode was a 10. I gave it a 9, but it was very good. I don't give 10s because we gotta leave a little. Picard was soft. Yeah. So so we've got I think it's generally a good episode. What would you say that? Would you agree?
I don't remember that much. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it yet. No.
You're gonna watch it on. It's the one where there's some the Lynn is kidnapped. That's basically the Lynn is kidnapped. That's basically what happened. She's kidnapped on the station. Bad people want to do bad things to her. And they're bad. I know, does that jog your memory a little? Maybe.
No.
Not really. Okay. All right. Well, that's what's coming up Wednesday. And next week, apparently, we're going to be talking about the technology of Star Trek. Are you sure, Cam? This is might
Like I
be
said,
some research required.
I could have already answered it, but sure.
Well, we should look at we should look at phasers, photon torpedoes too. Like, I mean, obviously replicators and transporters, but other stuff. I mean, I'm gonna have to do a lot more research. I think to get how do replicators work? We could talk about that. I will be in the Discord after the show as well. If anybody wants to pop in there, that's true. Let's go over what are who do we have? Who are our affiliates? We've got. Can't forget Madman with a show. His show on Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. That's what I'll be on. He'll be talking about Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, and he's going to have I don't think it's this episode, but later on, maybe in a couple of episodes, he's going to have a special guest. Apparently, he was telling me. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to wreck, surprise. But apparently, somebody's coming. I don't know, maybe. And don't forget Dean. Frequent on our show, the Babylon 5 show. He is doing videos of his new game they're working on. What's this game called, Cam?
Untold Destiny.
Untold Destiny. I like that name. It's good. He's talking about the details of how the game systems work and all kinds of stuff. And I'm not too knowledgeable about this, but it sounds kind of interesting. And he kind of roped me into doing a playtest at some point.
Oh, roped you, please.
So, he said,
you need to learn about. He's taking a risk by allowing you to.
Well, we all take risks. It's life. So it should be pretty interesting. I'm not a big, RPG guy. I'm not super knowledgeable. So these different systems and stuff, I'm curious. Does he use a D20 system, right?
He's using they call it the multi D20 system.
Yes, is that what it's called? So I understand. My understanding of a D20 system is the basic Dungeons and Dragons system, right? Right. You D20 to hit, roll a D4 because if you're for damage for this item and a D6, and is that correct?
Sure.
That's what a D20 system is.
The D20 is the main. When you say D20 system, that's the main, governing mechanic.
And the other dice are just usually used for like damage for weapons, so that
right, a reference and other things. Yep,
some other things, but yeah, generally. Okay, so I'm gonna find out what a multi D20 system is. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, well, you can check out Tennessee Tabletop Taverns episode from last week where Dean was a guest and went over that quite extensively, their system. Good episode.
All right. So that's last week, not the episode that was last week. I got some of that episode, but I didn't catch all of it. So I have to go back and watch it.
Or you can watch on Dean's channel, which I'm afraid I don't have the link copied here, but you can. He's on this week will be his third, one where they're really kind of reviewing their systems in depth. So. Yeah. Hold on. You want me to find it? I'll grab it.
Yeah, if you want to find it.
Hey, why don't you go through your dumb jokes while I'm looking this up?
Dumb jokes? You mean the great jokes? And don't forget to check out Nerd at Night on his channel. He's been sick this week, so he's been kind of. I don't think he's been putting out as much stuff, but hopefully he's over it. And he is our guest panelist on this Wednesday. For our Babylon 5 episode. So yeah, go check him out. And I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Did I miss anyone? Of course, ourselves. Don't forget this show every Sunday, 10 p.m. Central, and then the Babylon 5 show on Wednesday, also at the 10 p.m. Central, the same bad time, same bad channel. Did I miss anyone? Who did I miss? Nobody? No, the only thing I missed was people taking it to me in the chat. I'm the guy who cast no vote for a Hall of Fame player because he refuses to let anyone go in unanimous. Sure, I guess I'd do that. You never know. I mean, right? Cam, you got to look at the Godzilla RPG that's coming out. I saw that. I was kind of what the heck?
I did see that link. I didn't delve into it yet, though. Maybe that's something we should talk about on Tennessee Tabletop Tavern.
Oh, yeah, you could. That might be interesting. Yeah. I guess. Sorry, March 10th is when Madman is talking about having his special guest on. I think that's what that would be a week from this show. So sounds about right. Okay, so and what else we got? Vicky and Dean and Vicky, Tabletop Tavern. There's the link right there, everybody in the chat. And here's Untold Destiny, Dean's YouTube channel on there.
Well, that's actually a specific link to where he's introducing the mechanics, the first
all right,
of the series.
Okay, good. So I can just click on that and just go directly there myself.
Yep.
All right. Okay, well, that's it. Ken, we've done 2 hours. That's pretty long.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for the show. Thanks everybody for coming out. I don't think I didn't forget anything. Right, next week it's going to be Cam's show. He's the expert in Star Trek technology. He's going to do all the work. So yeah, all right. Okay, thanks everybody. Oh well, wait, we forgot the jokes. Darn it, almost. He almost got away. Cam, I've got 2 jokes for you tonight.
Okay.
And they're all technology-ish related. All right. Do you remember what a modem is, Cam? Do you remember what it is?
I do.
Okay. What's a modem's favorite mode of transportation?
I don't know. What's a modem's favorite mode of transportation?
A broadband bus. Get it? Because there's buses between the computer, different parts of the computer. They go through the bus.
Yep.
And the bus is also a thing that kids go to school on, and get it?
Yeah. Hilarious.
It's good. All right. How does a computer get drunk? Last joke.
How does a computer get drunk?
It takes screenshots. Get it?
Yeah, I sure do.
All right. I win. Cam hates all the jokes. All right. Thanks everybody for coming by. We'll see you next week, and see you on Wednesday for Babylon 5. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
People say